Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Happy New Year, by the way. I know it's been quite a while since I made a video, and that's only because there's been so much going on in my personal life. There was a lot going on with family, friends, a lot of just unfortunate events going on during the holiday season, and it was more important to spend time with family and especially my girlfriend during this time. But with 2024 finally here, it's time to get back in the grind. 2024 is going to be a huge year for the channel. I can feel it. We got over 17,000 subscribers last year, and I feel like this year is going to be the year that we hit the big 50K. I know it's early. We got plenty of time. We can do it. We got this. All we have to do is make awesome videos all the time, always. So if you guys are new and you want to watch more Spider-Man content, Mortal Kombat content, Batman, all that types of stuff, Suicide Squad when that comes out, hit that subscribe button and join the fam. We are going to be going crazy in 2024 because I have a lot of different video ideas, a lot of stuff I want to do on the channel. I got a lot of stuff for Christmas that's going to help the channel. It's going to be fantastic. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. Let's talk Chameleon. I'm super excited because I just finally finished this stupid side quest. I did not know that this side quest was going to end with such a good tease. That's the reason I didn't finish the side quest yet, because I'm not good at using the freaking web wings. I am very bad at controlling them when you're doing the side quest with the bird that's flying all over the city and he's going and he's shooting bombs at you and stuff. Yeah, I'm not good at it. I'm really bad at it, actually. So I kind of waited a while to finish that quest, and because I don't like looking up spoilers, I didn't know that at the end of this quest you stumble upon a apartment where you're trying to find this person, and you get to this apartment and you find this secret door, and you see all these masks and all of these disguises and everything, and you start unraveling this mystery of the fact that this is a secret hideout apartment for an adversary. Now, whether or not this is a character that Spider-Man has already met, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think he has, though. I mean, he didn't meet Kraven yet, and the Chameleon is related to Kraven, especially in the storyline, as they say that they are brothers or half brothers at least in this story. But
what you could not.
As Spider-Man, you're going through this apartment, you're seeing all these disguises. It's kind of hyping up the Chameleon a little bit. It's getting you excited. And then we finally get a Chameleon reveal as he's drinking atop a building, looking at Spider-Man with his little binoculars. And I am super excited for the Chameleon to be in this Insomniac universe, mainly because the Chameleon does not get a lot of love, in my opinion, especially in anything outside of comics. Like, he's not in any movies, he's not in any of the other games and stuff like that. The show pushes him to the side a lot. The 90s show he was in, but I think that this is the perfect opportunity to kind of revamp Chameleon, make him something really threat worthy. And this is Spider-Man's first adversary in the comic books. This is his first ever villain, and I think we need to put some respect on his name for that alone. So in Spider-Man 2, I think that they should do Chameleon as a DLC. They could save him for Spider-Man 3, but I just don't want him to be overshadowed by other villains that are going to be in Spider-Man 3. Like, obviously Doc Ock returns. We're going to see Green Goblin probably. Carnage could be in the third game. He could also be DLC. We're not really sure. But I just don't want him to get overshadowed. So I think having his own separate DLC story would be the best route here. Plus, it involves the Kraven family, so I think we can kind of keep that all in the Spider-Man 2 game universe, without it pouring over to Spider-Man 3 so much. But personally, I think the route that I would go is obviously, Chameleon is a spy that can change his appearance, whether or not they're doing that technology based or mutant based, or if they're going to make it a scientific experiment based, or if he's just dressing up as different people. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but one of his obvious attributes is that he can change his appearance, and they really got to play with that and make it different enough than what we already saw in Spider-Man 2 with the Mysterio and Mysterio visions and the Martin Lee visions with Miles, or even the Scorpion got Miles to see his dad and have these visions too. So, you know, I really don't want it to feel like we're just being repetitive when it comes to Spider-Man seeing things that aren't actually real. I really want the Chameleon to be like very espionage spy like, because that's how he is in the comic books a little bit, but really, you know, make it modernized because those comic books are super old. But having Chameleon is the perfect opportunity to do something in the story that has not been done yet, I don't believe. I don't think that anyone knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man or that Miles Morales is Spider-Man. And this is actually something that happens in the comic books, is Chameleon is one of the first and one of the very few villains that finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man when he is disguising himself. And this is the perfect story opportunity to really like push like a really big event going on into Spider-Man 3, everything with Norman and, you know, I think Doc Ock knows, Doc Ock knows, but I don't think he's told anyone, but I think it'd be awesome if Chameleon was that character that found out that Peter is Spider-Man and was the one that leaked it. This would play so much into Spider-Man's mind, and like really, like, it'd be like No Way Home, where it's like, what do you do? Like, this is a big moment in every superhero's journey, is when their identity gets revealed. And unfortunately in the comics we didn't really get to see that a lot, because Chameleon did end up forgetting that Peter Parker was Spider-Man after some mayhem that he caused, but he didn't actually get to announce it to the world. Spider-Man came clean and he announced it himself. But it'd be nice if, you know, a villain did it similar to the end credits of No Way Home, leading into, or end credits of Far From Home going into No Way Home. I think it'd be really cool if Chameleon was that character that revealed and his identity, and he could also play with, you know, turning into Mary Jane and messing with Peter that way, or turning into Peter and messing with Mary Jane, or like he does in the comic books a lot, turning into J. Jonah Jameson and messing with the newspaper to make the city hate Spider-Man. I mean, J. Jonah Jameson hates Spider-Man, but he's not very good at doing it. So I think Chameleon could really step in. You know, you really gotta think when you're developing a game though, is how do you bring like the stealth challenges into this? How do you bring combat into this? So I think that's going to be one of the more difficult parts of it, because Chameleon is not the most physically like strong character. When it comes to like a boss fight or something, you know, it's gonna be kind of tough to make a decision on that. In the comics, I mean, Chameleon hires other adversaries to fight for him most of the time, or he has like, you know, other spies that are helping him fight Spider-Man. So if they wanted to do something like that, it's just whether or not Chameleon is acting alone in this version, or if he's going to have sort of a crew with him similar to Kraven. I'm also interested on how Insomniac handles, you know, Kraven and the Chameleon being related, and whether or not that's going to play into the story a lot as well. It's going to be really, really interesting. I was replaying the beginning of Spider-Man to get some photo mode shots of Sandman, but there's a moment at the very beginning where, after the Sandman fight, Kraven is hunting, or is like kind of testing one of his companions, and he fails, and like the companion, you know, thinks that he kills Kraven or whatever, like with a coat, and Kraven's like, oh psych, I'm over here, and then he says something along the lines of like, well, you were supposed to get me an equal, or you were supposed to get me someone that's like good enough. And I wonder if he's talking about Chameleon. Is he, you know, was there a falling out between them, and now Kraven was looking for a partner that was equal to his brother Chameleon when doing his next great hunt? I think that's kind of what he was looking for in that first sequence with Kraven, but they didn't really tell the story of Chameleon because that was left for the side quest. But I'm really interested on seeing what they do here. I really think that there's a lot that they could do with Chameleon changing his appearance into people that are in Spider-Man's life, as well as other characters. Like, what if he turns into a guard, you know, at the prison, and he's the one that unleashes Doc Ock? You know what I mean? Like, that's a possibility. He could turn into Norman, You know what I mean? He could turn into Harry and really mess with Spider-Man's mind. He could turn into Rio Morales and talk to Miles and like ground him, and so that way he can't be Spider-Man no more. Obviously he's not going to do that, but there's plenty of opportunity for what they could do with him changing his appearance to really screw with Spider-Man's life, not only his superhero life, but also his personal life. But the first step in that is finding out who Spider-Man is underneath the mask, and I think that this is the perfect character to unleash that mess of a story that happens and how Peter and Miles are going to have to handle that situation. I mean, I highly doubt, you know, what he did in the comics was he made everyone forget by making a deal with the devil himself, Mephisto, at the cost of his marriage. However, he can't really do that, and I highly doubt Insomniac is going to go that route. You know what I mean? I don't think we're going to see Mephisto anytime soon. I mean, we got like Doctor Strange magic in the second game, but I highly doubt they're going to bring Doctor Strange in here. They don't want to make the story too close to No Way Home or anything like that. So, you know, I think we're just going to end up with Peter and Miles being outed as Spider-Man, and everyone's going to know who they are, but that puts Mary Jane's life at risk. That puts Rio and Haley's life at risk. And Genki. Don't forget my boy Genki. But that's going to be really interesting to see if that's the route that Insomniac goes. This would be a very good story moment, and I think that Chameleon is the character that they should focus on for at least one of the DLCs, because he's a character that doesn't get enough love. You know, if they wanted to do something a little bit, you know, a little bit out there, they could make him so he could like also copy people's abilities or powers, although I wouldn't really like if he appeared as Flint Marko, like maybe he can do some sand stuff. It's just, I don't want it to feel like, you know, he's too overpowered or that he's like a super scroll. You know what I mean? You also don't want him to be too much like Mysterio, because if he's using technology to make like fake Sandman stuff to really mess with Peter, or making like fake events like Martin Lee turning evil again or something like that against Miles, you don't want that to be so technology based, because then it feels like Mysterio. You know what I mean? You really want Chameleon to feel different, and I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for Insomniac, but I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table. I really hope that this isn't just a side quest that gets forgotten or gets put into a comic book leading up to Spider-Man 3. I really hope that this is a character that they focus on a little bit in a DLC, or if they're going to push him into Spider-Man 3, at least he gets his time to shine. But with that being said, guys, I want to know your guys' thoughts on the Chameleon down below in the comments. Leave them down below. I love reading your comments. If you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as the whole goal for this channel is to make a channel that is a great positive community for you guys to give ideas, give opinions on stuff like this game, and, you know, just really share what you guys are thinking honestly about these types of games. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys drop a like, as it does help the channel, really boosts on YouTube. Other than that, have fun, Happy New Year. Make sure you stick to your New Year's resolutions if you have them. Honestly, one of my New Year's resolutions is to fit into a Spider-Man costume during Halloween. We'll see how that goes. Last year I told myself next year, and this past year I did not dress as Spider-Man for Halloween. I'm a little bit too big for that suit. But as Stanley once said, it always fits. He said that in Spider-Verse, so who knows? We'll see. But other than that, have fun, be respectful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.